परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिवसमारम्भां नित्यानन्देश्वरि पराशक्तिमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। ललाटे त्रिपुण्ड्रीनिटिलकृतकस्तूरीतिलकः स्फुरन्मालाधारस्फुरितकटिकौपीनवसनः दधानो दुस्तारं शिरसि फणिराजं शशिकलां प्रदीपः सर्वेषाम् अरुणगिरियोगी विजयते। ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनशृण्वन् ऊतिभिः सीदसादनम्। ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्र्यवतो सरस्वत्यै नमः। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्। श्रीकान्तो मातुलो यस्य जननी सर्वमङ्गला जनकः शङ्करो देवस्तं वन्दे कुञ्जराननम्। यः शिवो नाम रूपाभ्यां या देवी सर्वमङ्गला तयोः संस्मरणात् पुंसां सर्वतो जयमङ्गलम् सर्वतो जयमङ्गलम् सर्वतो जयमङ्गलम्। या देवी स्तूयते नित्यं विबुधैर्वेदपारगैः सा मे वसतु जिह्वाग्रे ब्रह्मरूपा सरस्वती। दोर्भिर्युक्ता चतुर्भिः स्फटिकमणिमयीम् अक्षमालां दधाना हस्तेनैकेन पद्मं सितमपि च शुकं पुस्तकं चापरेण भासा कुन्देन्दुशङ्खस्फटिकमणिनिभा भासमाना समाना सा मे वाग्देवतेयं निवसतु वदने सर्वदा सुप्रसन्ना। चतुर्मुखमुखाम्बोजवनहंसवधू मम मानसे रमतां नित्यं सर्वशुक्ला सरस्वती। शारदा शारदाम्बोजवदना वदनाम्बुजे सर्वदा सर्वदास्माकं सन्निधिं सन्निधिं क्रियात्। Nityananda. We welcome all the prince and princess of His Divine Holiness Swamiji, all the Balasans of the Nityananda Gurukul, all the devotees and viewers of Nityananda TV, Facebook Live and YouTube Live who are watching this program of explanation and translation of the Agamic scripture called Samrajya Lakshmi Pitika, which is from the Ananda Bhairava Tantra. Today is the second day of this series of Samrajya Lakshmi Pitika. Yesterday, we started the scripture, we started this Agama, which is directly revealed by Paramashiva himself to Devi Parvati. We yesterday saw the ambience of the place where this Agama was revealed. It was revealed in Kailasa, and how Paramashiva is seated, how the form of Paramashiva is, we saw yesterday. Today we will continue the rest of the verses. We started and finished 6 shlokas of the Samrajya Lakshmi Pitika. We will continue to read the 6 verses first and then continue to the next 7th verse. Please repeat the shlokas. After I repeat, please repeat twice. कैलासशिखरे रम्ये रत्नमण्डपमध्यमे दिव्यकल्पतरोर्मूले रत्नसिंहासने शुभे आसीनमन्तिकासीन चतुर्मुखमुखामरम् कोटिसूर्यप्रतीकाशम् दुर्निरीक्षं सुरासुरैः अनर्घरत्नमकुट कुण्डलाङ्गदभूषितम् सुधाकरकराकार हारवारमनोहरम् चतुर्भुजं पंचवक्त्रम् प्रतिवक्त्रं त्रिलोचनम् गंगाधरं चंद्रमौलिम् व्याघ्रचर्मोत्तरीयकम् मृगं वरञ्च परशुम् अभयं दधतं करैः सेव्यमानं मूर्तिमद्भिः अष्टैश्वर्यैरहर्निशम् नन्दीशभृङ्गिप्रमुखैः प्रमथैः परिसेवितम् मुनीन्द्रैर्योगिवृन्दैश्च दिक्पालैश्च समावृतम् Yesterday we saw till this. Today we'll continue with Sarvalakshana Sampannam. Satchidanandarupinam Sarvalokaikajanakam नत्वा देवं महेश्वरम् समस्तलोकजननी पार्वती प्राहधूर्जटिम् भगवन् देवदेवेश वात्सल्यकरुणानिधे Shrutam Trailokya Vrittantam Tvanmukham Bhojatah Pura Idanim Shrotumichhami. Mahatmyam Atipavanam Samrajya Lakshmya Sarvajnya Tanme Vistarato Vada. So yesterday we saw Paramashiva is seated in a gemstones studded simhasana under the divine Kalpavriksha, and he is surrounded by Nandi, Bhringi, Devi, Skanda, Vrishabha, all the Ganeshwaras, and all the Dashadik Palakas. And now the state of Paramashiva is explained in the next shloka. State and the form. Sarva Lakshana Sampannam. With all the Lakshanas, all the Lakshana means how something should be. Lakshana means how something should be. The description on the rules and regulations of how something should be. If you say a man, he has to have mustache, he has to have beard, like that in the loka, in the world we have description of each and everything, how something should be. If you are a disciple of Swamiji, then you will be wearing a kantamala. Like that, there are various descriptions. Like that, all the great descriptions of the divine are there in Paramashiva. Sarva Lakshana Sampannam Satchidananda Rupinam. So we said Paramashiva is seated, Shiva is seated in all these form way. He holds the deer, he holds the axe, he is having Abhaya Hasta, Varada Hasta, etc. and all. But who he is what matters the most. He is the embodiment of the Satchidananda. The Vedas describe Brahman, the ultimate, as the embodiment of Sat, Chit and Ananda. Sat means truth. Sat means the state of being. Everything that is there in this world, everything that we can imagine even, which is not there in the world, but we can, even with that which we can have in our imagination, also has some quality that is called Satta. Satta means the quality of being. Unless something can be, nothing can exist even in our imagination. So the quality of being, the state of being is called Sat. Sat is the state of being. Chit is consciousness. Chit means consciousness. Everything that we see, whether this is this mic or this Rudraksha, the seat on which I am sitting, the lights and the camera, the floor, everything has a state of being. But they do not have consciousness. They are not able to become aware of something. So the quality of the consciousness is not radiated by them. All the animals, all the creatures, all the living beings are able to experience and express that consciousness, Chit. That is why we call them living. Anything that is living has Chit, has consciousness. Ananda is bliss, which can be experienced by all of us, all the human beings, and all the beings who are above the level of human beings. All these three qualities are directly the qualities of the ultimate consciousness, Paramashiva, the Parabrahma, the ultimate being. Paramashiva is described as the embodiment of Sat, Chit and Ananda, Satchidananda Rupinam. Next, it says Sarvaloka Eka Janakam. Sarvaloka Eka Janakam. The sole creator of all the worlds. How can something be a sole creator, only creator for all the worlds? Because we see if this mic, the mic is created by somebody who created the mic in the industry, in the factory. Somebody created. If there is a pot, then the pot is created by a potter. Then how do we say that Paramashiva is Sarvaloka Eka Janakam? Paramashiva is the sole creator, the one and only creator of all the worlds. The Vedas explain, the Upanishads explain that Paramashiva is not just the instrumental cause of the creation of the whole universe, but also the material cause of the whole universe. For something to be created, we do have two things that are required, the instrumental cause and another one is the material cause. The instrumental cause is the person who creates. For example, if a pot is to be created, then the potter is the instrumental cause. He becomes an instrumental creation of a pot. So he is the instrumental cause. But he uses some other material called clay, out of which he creates the pot. So it is called the clay is called the material cause. In Samskrita, we call this as the Nimitta Karana and the Upadana Karana. The instrumental cause is called the Nimitta Karanam, and the material cause is called the Upadana Karanam. The Vedas explain, the Upanishads explain that the creation of the whole universe, whole cosmos. Ekoham Bahusyam. I who am one, let me become many. Paramashiva's, the consciousness, the Paramashiva's decision, will to become many and become the whole cosmos, all the worlds, is what is explained by the one word called Sarvaloka Eka Janakam. The word Eka means one, the only creator. He became everything. He became even the material cause of the whole world, and hence any formation, deformation within the material world that we see is still, for that even still, he is the sole creator, sole cause. Janaka means creator, the father. Sarvaloka Eka Janakam. Natva Devam Maheshwaram. Natva, having bowed down to. Devam Maheshwaram. That Deva who is Maheshwara. Ishwara means the one who has the control over anything and everything. Maheshwara means the one who has the absolute control over everything. Because we call various deities, for example, even one of the grahas, the Shanishchara graha, we call as Shanishwara. Even Ravana was called Lankeshwara. He got the title of Ishwara. But who is the one who is the Lord, who is the Ishwara for anything and everything? Mahat. Mahat means is the whole cosmos. Who is the Lord of the whole cosmos? He is Paramashiva himself. Having bowed down to such Paramashiva, next, Samastaloka Janani Parvati Prahadurjatim. Samastaloka Janani, the mother of all the worlds, the creator, the mother creator of all the worlds, that Parvati Devi, Praha, started telling, told, Dhurjatim. Dhurjati refers to the one who has a beautiful jata. Beautiful jata, tied jatas is called Dhurjati. Shiva, Paramashiva has a beautiful jata in his head. So he's called Dhurjati. So Devi Parvati asks Paramashiva. Then Devi Parvati starts speaking. Bhagavan Devadevesha. O Bhagavan Devadevesha, the Lord of all the other gods, all the other devas. Vatsalya Karunanidhe. Vatsalya means affection. Karuna means compassion. Nidhi means treasure. He is the treasure of affection and compassion, of love and compassion. Here, Devi Parvati uses the words to call Paramashiva. He invokes him through the words Bhagavan. What is the word Bhagavan? It needs to be understood why she uses the word Bhagavan, Devadevesha, and comes back to saying Vatsalya Karunanidhe. Bhagavan, the word refers to the one who has the 8 qualities. The 8 qualities, 6 qualities. The 6 qualities are Aishwaryasya Samagrasya Viryasya Yashasashriyah Jnanavairagya Yoschaiva Shannam Bhagaitirana. The Lakshana for the word Bhaga. Bhagavan means the one who has the qualities called, the set of 6 qualities called Bhaga. The one who has the set of 6 qualities is called Bhagavan. What are these 6 qualities? Aishwaryasya Samagrasya, number 1. Viryasya, 2. Yashasaha, 3. 4. Shriyaha, 4. Jnana, 5. And 6 is Vairagya. Here, we say Aishwaryasya Samagrasya. Aishwaryasya Samagrasya means all put together. All the qualities of the Ishvara put together is the one quality of Bhagavan. One quality of somebody who's called Bhagavan. One quality of the set of 6 qualities which is called Bhaga. What does the word Aishwarya mean? Aishwarya means Ishwarasya Bhavaha, the quality of Ishvara, the qualities of the Dharma, qualities of Ishvara, the Lord. This 8 qualities are there. These 8 qualities are Anima, Laghima, Prapti, Prakamya, Mahima, Ishitvam, Vashitvam, Kama, Avashayita. All these 8 are the 8 qualities which are put together are called the Aishwarya. All these 8 qualities are there in Paramashiva. Virya, courage. Virya also refers to the ability to create anything. Swamiji in one of his satsangs in the Upanishads explained, Virya is the quality in you by which you are not swayed by any of the hormonal changes within you. Virya, Swamiji explained in the Amrtatva, when he was explaining the word Amrtatva in the Upanishads, he explained the word Virya. The quality of Virya has to be in him. Yashas means fame. Fame refers to always the positive fame. Means that means it's not being famous because of something noble that you are doing or some noble quality that you have is called Yashas. Shriya, Shri. Shri refers to all the wealth and prosperity. Shri refers to all the prosperity, all the wealth, anything that we think valuable in the life is Shri. Even water is Shri. water, gold, money, wealth, health, abundance, all these are put together is called Shri. The quality of abundance, the expansive quality is called Shri. Jnana means the ultimate state of enlightenment has to be in him, and Vairagya. Vairagya means viragata, raga means desire. Vairagya means the one who does not have any desire. Only an enlightened being cannot have any desire, because for him there is nothing more to do. For him nothing more is there to achieve, and hence he does not have any desire. So all these six qualities, Aishwarya, Virya, Yashas, Shri, Jnana and Vairagya are there in him. Aishwarya are the qualities of Paramashiva, are the qualities of the consciousness, direct powers of the consciousness. All of them are there in Paramashiva. She invokes Devi Parashakti, the cosmic mother, Parvati, invokes Paramashiva with the quality of Bhagavan. Oh Lord, you have everything. You are the repository of all the powers of consciousness, all the best qualities in this whole cosmos. For who's the Lord of all the Devas, Devadevas, all the Devas, all the Lord of all the Devas. She invokes Paramashiva with these two qualities. He says, then she invokes him, his abundant compassion and love. You may be, O Bhagavan, O Lord Paramashiva, you may be the whole Lord of all the Devas. You are the supreme being in the whole cosmos. But kindly do have compassion towards us. She invokes the compassion component of Paramashiva, compassion aspect of Paramashiva, by calling him Vatsalya Karunanidhe, the embodiment, the treasure of love and affection. Shrutam Trailokya Vrittantam Tvanmukhambhojatah Pura. We have heard, she says, we have already heard all that is happening in the three lokas. Trailokya Vrittanta. Vrittanta means whatever happened in the three lokas. Vrittanta means whatever happened. Trailokya means all the three lokas. We already heard all whatever happened in the three lokas from your mouth. She uses the word Tvanmukhambhojatah Pura. Earlier, Mukhamboja, from your lotus mouth, the mouth which is, she equates the mouth of Paramashiva to a lotus. In Tamil we call it as Thiruvaimmalarndaruli Neer. Munnar. Idanim, she says, she reminds him, you already, because of your out of deep compassion, you already revealed all these to us. Idanim shrotumichhami. Now I wish to hear Mahatmyam Atipavanam Samrajya Lakshmya Sarvajna Tanme Vistarato Vada. Now I wish to hear the great Mahatmya, great glory of Samrajya Lakshmi, which removes all the sins, all the karmas. Oh, Sarvajna, she invokes him, saying Sarvajna, who knows, all knowing. Her Devi Parvati invokes the omniscience of Paramashiva here by calling him Sarvajna. You know everything, and hence kindly, out of your deep compassion and love for us, please open your mouth and reveal to us the greatness of Samrajya Lakshmi and elaborate on it. Vistarato Vada. Explain in elaboration. Explain that to us. Vistarato Vada. What is that glory? Why should we all hear that glory of Samrajya Lakshmi? Because it is Atipavanam. It removes all the sins, all the papas, all the bad karmas by listening. Then Shri Paramashiva replies, Shri Shivaha starts saying, Sadhu Sadhu Vararohe Yanmam Tvam. We'll first repeat the few verses and then continue to explain. Sadhu Sadhu Vararohe Yanmam Tvam Paripritchasi Tatteham Sampravakshyami Savadhanamana Shrunu Sanmargavartinam Rajnyam Sanmargavartinam Rajnyam Sanmarga Vartinam Rajnyam Samrajya Pratipadanat Samrajya Lakshmi Ritisa Kathyate Shrihi Jagatraye. Paramashiva starts replying, Sadhu Sadhu. He starts saying, now we say something, somebody asks a question, we start saying, well, we start saying, so like that, so Paramashiva starts saying, well, good, nice, okay. He starts saying, Sadhu Sadhu, Vararohi. He calls Devi Parashakti, Devi Parvati with the name Vararoha. And one thing needs to be noted here is because the reference of Parvati is mentioned here, the revelation of this scripture should have happened during after Devi Parashakti assumed the form of Parvati. After Sati's incarnation got over and after Devi assumed the form of Parvati, Parvataraja's Putri, should have happened. So from here, from this word Parvati, we understand the chronology of the event, of the happening, great happening of the revelation of this Agama. Vararoha means the one who is able to ride an elephant. Because Devi Parvati here asks for the greatness and glory of not some just how the inner science, inner world works. She asks about something, how the greatness of the Samrajya Lakshmi. Samrajya means, Samrat means king. Samrat means king. Samrajya means the area, the zone, the domain of control of a king. Samrajya. When we say Samrajya, he has somebody, he's a great Samrat, or he's the king of this Samrajya. It means that the king has complete sovereignty, control over that domain. It can be it need not be just only a physical place or physical area. It can also be some other zones, some other planes of the whole cosmos, whole universe. So Samrajya Lakshmi, which also includes about controlling many other things. It can also include about the ruling of a country. So she asks about a kingdom. So the Paramashiva also invokes that quality of the queen in Devi Parvati and calls her Vararohe, Vararoha. Oh, you are the one who's well trained, very skilled in riding elephants. Yanmam tvam paripritchasi. Yat mam tvam paripritchasi. The word paripritchasi means again and again asking, repeatedly asking, roundabout, keeping on asking. We understand from this that Devi Parashakti has been asking about this for quite a number of times and had been having a deep want to listen to the sacred truths behind the Samrajya Lakshmi. Tatteham sampravakshyami, that I will tell you now. I will tell Savadhana manashrunu. Avadhana means awareness. Avadhana means concentration, awareness. Savadhana means avadhanena saha, along with awareness. How your mind should be when I start revealing the sacred truths. Paramashiva reveals, saying that your mind should be full of awareness. It should be completely aware. So first come to awareness. First instruction given by Paramashiva to Devi Parvati. Whoever is listening, and all the other rishis, munis, all the Ganeshwaras, Dikpalakas, all the Ashtaishwaryas, who are all the divine beings who are around him, he gives an instruction. Start listening with deep awareness is the first step. Tatteham sampravakshyami savadhana manashrunu. With your mind engrossed in deep, complete awareness, please listen. First instruction that Paramashiva gives is become completely aware and start listening. So, the teaching of Paramashiva starts with his instruction to become awareful and start listening. The first instruction is to listen. From the listening, the whole of the revelation that Paramashiva reveals here can be imbibed in each and every one of us. Sanmargavartinam rajnyam samrajya pratipadanat samrajya lakshmi ritisa kathyate shrihi jagatraye. Sanmargavartinam. Sanmarga. Marga means way, path. Sanmarga means the right path, the correct path. Sanmarga means in the marga which is laid down by the dharma shastras, which is in accordance with the dharma, the path of life which is in accordance with dharma. Sanmarga Vartinam, the one who is for all, the one who is established in the Sanmarga, who is established in the path of dharma. Rajnyam, for all the kings. Samrajya Pratipadanat, by Pratipadana means by making it happen, by causing the Samrajya to happen, by the causing of the Samrajya to happen by those kings who are established in the path of dharma. The Shri, the wealth, the prosperity, the abundance, the expansion that is generated is called Samrajya Lakshmi. Because, understand, he explains the word Samrajya Lakshmi. Why the word Samrajya, instead of just using the word Samrajya, why it is called Samrajya Lakshmi? Or just instead of being called as Lakshmi, why it is called Samrajya Lakshmi is explained here by Paramashiva. The Shri, the wealth, the fame. See, understand, Shri does not only refer to richness, that not only refers to money. It refers to abundance, happiness, prosperity, unity in the family, unity in the country, unity in the nation, everything. All the qualities of prosperity put together are called Shri. That Shri of a king who is well established in the dharma, well established in the path of dharma, by causing the Samrajya to happen. See, it's not just a nation, building of a nation. After a nation is built also, the nation should be sustaining. That is also causing of a nation, causing of a country, causing of a Samrajya. So I create a huge property, but what if I don't protect the property from encroachment? Then it is all lost. So every action of mine to protect the property that I have created is also equivalent to causing of the property. Protection of an asset is equivalent to creation of that asset. So all that Shri is created by what? By causing a kingdom to happen. And hence it is called Samrajya Lakshmi. Lakshmi means Shri. Shri also means Lakshmi. And because this Shri is related to Samrajya and happens because of the causing of the happening of Samrajya, it is called Samrajya Lakshmi. That Shri, that Devi is called Samrajya Lakshmi. Now he starts not only using the word Samrajya Lakshmi just to mention about wealth and abundance, but specifically to a Devi, specifically to Devi Lakshmi herself. How we know about this? From the next verses, Paramashiva starts explaining, Yasyah katakshabatranam nrupanam nayachakshusham dhanadhanya samruddhani rashtrani nagarani cha ayatnenaiva siddhyanti natrakarya vicharana. We'll all read it once. Yasyah katakshabhatranam nripanam nayachakshusham dhanadhanya samruddhani rashtrani nagarani cha ayatnenaiva siddhyanti natra karya vicharana. Yasyah katakshabhatranam nrupanam nayachakshusham dhanadhanya samruddhani rashtrani nagarani cha ayatnenaiva siddhyanti natra karya vicharana. So he says, Yasyaha katakshabhatranam nripanam nayachakshusham. Kataksha means, in Tamil we call it as Kadaikan Parvai. See, Aksha means eyes. Kata means corner. Kataksha means the corner sight. Just seeing, not even just seeing directly, seeing with the corner sight. Why do we emphasis in the Hindu Sanatana Dharma, so much emphasis is given on receiving the Kataksha of any deity, whether it is Paramashiva, Parashakti, or the Kataksha of Guru himself. What is the significance of Kataksha? All the Balasans, are you listening? Suppose there is a mother who's given birth to a child, and the child is a crawling child who's playing in the corner, and she has to do some other work. She is doing so many other works, whether she is cooking, whether she is speaking to somebody else. While doing something else, if she is stitching some clothes, then her whole mind will be, whole inner space will be engrossed in that work. Whatever it is, her one corner of her eyes will always be looking at her child, looking at her baby. The care is what is the care and the grace. Just by the corner little eyesight, she has the control. She monitors what the baby does. She monitors, she cares, and she allows the baby to play whatever way it wants. But the moment she sees, if suppose the baby tries to put her hand inside a electric socket, the moment she sees, she runs and grabs the child, takes the child in her control. She protects. The protection, the grace is extremely important. The word kataksha is extensively used in invoking the grace of the Guru, grace of Mahalakshmi, grace of all the devatas in the Hindu Sanatana Dharma. Kataksha means the corner eyesight. Why do we say corner eyesight? Instead, we can say continuously, look at me. He can be engaged in any other action. Paramashiva can be engaged. Are they here? Mahalakshmi, Samrajya Lakshmi can be doing any other thing. But her corner eyesight, that grace, her motherly touch is always there. To the one who has that grace of the cosmic mother, that grace of the deity, with which he is protected, taken care of, and given all the best things and the ultimate enlightenment itself, that is called kataksha. Are we all understanding? In Tamil we call this as kadaikkan parvai, the corner eyesight. Yasya kataksha patranam. Yasyaha kataksha patranam. For the kataksha to happen, he represents there is a patra. Patra means a vessel. The rain happens all over the planet Earth. All over if the rain happens in Biddi, it happens everywhere. If it happens in Bangalore, it happens everywhere. But does all place, each and every place, hold the rainwater? No. Only if the place has a some trough kind of a, which is kind of a vessel, kind of a lowering, a pit kind of a place, only then it can hold the rainwater. Same way, the grace of divine happens in every being in the whole cosmos equally. In the Hindu Sanatana Dharma, we say one important quality of Paramashiva, one important quality of the divine is not being biased towards anybody, any one being. His grace happens like sunshine. His grace happens like rain everywhere. When Swamiji blesses, he blesses the whole cosmos. Whether we become receptive for that grace to retain in us is all the question. Here, the word Yasyah Kataksha Patranam, to all those who have become receptive and who have become a patra, who have become eligible to hold the kataksha, the grace of that devata, Samrajya Lakshmi. Are we all understanding? Here, the Paramashiva is explaining here, Dhanadhanya Samruddhani, so many things, Dhana, wealth, Dhanya, grains, Samruddhani, prosperity, Rashtrani, country, Nagarani, cities, all those happen without any effort. All these happen without any effort to whom? To the one who has become receptive and who has made himself eligible to hold the grace of that Devi Samrajya Lakshmi. So he emphasizes on, Paramashiva here emphasizes on the patratva, the ability to hold. The ability is not an extraordinary ability. Making ourselves, how do we make ourselves eligible for that divine grace of Samrajya Lakshmi to happen in each and every one of us, and that grace to be held within us? Paramashiva already gave a sentence, gave a word saying, Sanmargavartinam Rajyam. If you live a life adhering to dharma, if your life is in accordance with the cosmic law, if your life is in accordance with the Vedas, Agamas, Dharma Shastras, Grihya Sutras, all the great scriptures, all the cosmic truths, cosmic law, then you live a life of Sanmarga. If you live a life of Sanmarga, then you become eligible to hold the grace of Samrajya Lakshmi, Devi Mahalakshmi herself. For such a being, for such beings who have become eligible to, who have made themselves eligible to receive and hold the grace of Samrajya Lakshmi, and for such kings who live a righteous dharmic life, Nayachakshusham. Nayachakshusham means the eye of prudence, means being so meticulous in doing things, infusing intense meticulousness in every inch of our life. Swamiji tells micromanaging. When we start micromanaging, that quality, if anybody has that quality of micromanagement, he also becomes eligible for the grace of Samrajya Lakshmi to happen in his life. For him, for that such a king, for such beings, what happens? Dhana, wealth, dhanya, grains, samruddhani, all the prosperity, and rashtrani, nation, country, nagarani means all these cities and towns, all these happen. Siddhanti means it just like that happens. How does it happen with all these beings, such a king who is well established in the path of dharma? What should he do to make his kingdom happen, makes great cities, make wealth and prosperity happen? Nothing. He says, ayatnena. Yatna means effort. We need to understand the yatna does not refer to effort, does not refer to a physical action of doing something. Yatna means effort happens in one's inner space. The Shastras explain that. Why I am telling this, explaining the word ayatne naiva is, when you become receptive, when you receive the grace of Samrajya Lakshmi, the greatness of grace of Samrajya Lakshmi, what does it do? Even within you creating a will to make this happen, it just like that happens. All these great prosperities happen. The 4 steps before any action happens is, if I need to pick this tab in my hand, then I need to know that I can pick it up, that there is a tab and I need to pick it up. That is called janati. Ichchati, then next one is I need to have a wish to pick it up. Yatna is prayatna, is third thing which happens within one's antahkarana, the inner space, to pick it up. Next only the physical picking up happens. So here Paramashiva explains, ayatnenaiva siddhyanti. He does not even just making some action outside, even the action of the antahkarana, action within your inner space to make something, to create something to happen without even doing that action within the inner space. All these great auspiciousness happen to the one who has already received the grace of Samrajya Lakshmi. Remember, Devi Parvati asked the greatness of Samrajya Lakshmi, Mahatmyam Atipavanam. So he starts explaining the greatness of that Samrajya Lakshmi. Next he says, Patranam Yatkatakshanam Nripanam Dharmashilinam Ashtaishwaryani Nrityanti Murtimanti Grihe Grihe. We'll repeat. Patranam Yatkatakshanam Nripanam Dharmashilinam Ashtaishwaryani Nrityanti Murtimanti Grihe Grihe. Yatkatakshanam Patranam Nripanam Dharmashilinam Grihe Grihe Murtimanti Ashtaishwaryani Nrityanti. In such beings who have become eligible, made themselves eligible for the grace of Samrajya Lakshmi, in those beings, in those kings whose character, whose livelihood, whose life itself has become dharma. Dharmashilinam, dharma shilam yasya saha dharmashili. The one who has made his character completely righteous, dharmic, he is called dharmashili. For such kings and for such beings, in their houses, for each and every being who made themselves eligible like this, in their house, in every house, grihe grihe, he may have so many houses. In every house there, Murtimanti, Murtiman means, Murti means farm. Farm, the one who has farm is Murtiman, the one who has farm is human beings. In such human beings, Ashtaishwaryani Nrityanti. Ashtaishwarya we already saw. What are the Ashtaishwaryas? Anima, Laghima, all the 8 Ashtaishwaryas which we already now saw while we are explaining the word Bhaga. Aishwaryasya Samagrasya, when we were explaining, I explained the word, gave what list of the Aishwarya, the qualities of Ishvara. All those Ashta Ishwarya, all the powers. What are all the powers of Ishvara? These powers of Ishvara dance in those houses. It doesn't say that, Paramashiva does not say that it happens in their houses. They just like that dance. The powers of Paramashiva. So, not only by the grace of the Samrajya Lakshmi, one attains wealth, outer world wealth, but also enjoys all the powers of Paramashiva without any effort. The next is Yasyah Kataksha Lakshanam. This word, here there is in the scripture, there is a printing error that has happened. Yasyah Kataksha Lakshanam Grihadvareshu Bhubhujam Sampadyate. The next word is vague because some ink has got blotted in that place. Jambu Nadiva Chitritam. So, Yasya Kataksha Lakshanam, Katakshasya Lakshya, the one who has become the goal of the Kataksha of Samrajya Lakshmi. Are we understanding? If somebody has become receptive, somebody has become eligible for the grace of this Devi, Samrajya Lakshmi, then the grace of Kataksha of Samrajya Lakshmi falls on them. So he is called the goal of the Kataksha. He becomes the goal of the Kataksha of that Samrajya Lakshmi. Yasya Kataksha Lakshanam. The Kataksha's Lakshya, they have become the Lakshya of the Kataksha of Devi, Samrajya Lakshmi herself. For them, Bhu Bhujam. Bhu Bhuja. Bhu means Bhumi. Bhuja means arms. The one who has the Bhumi itself as his Bhuja. We always say, when you say power, we always show like this. We call it in Sanskrit called Bhujaparakramam. Your ability, your strength you show. Strength is always referred in our life with the biceps. So, here Paramashiva explains the one to whom Bhumi, land has, the nation has become a Shakti, a strength. Who's such a person? For a king, only for a Kshatriya, only for a king, the Bhumi becomes a strength for him. The Bhumi itself becomes a power for him. How much ever Bhumi, how much ever land is within his control, that becomes his strength and power. For such kings, Yasyah Kataksha Lakshanam Grihadwareshu Bhubujam. In the Grihadwara, earlier he told for them, for such great kings who are righteous, all the dhana and dhanya, everything just like that happens. And next he said, in their houses, Ashtaishwarya, dance. And then now he says, at their doorstep, not just in their home, at their doorstep, gold happens. Jambunada means gold. Jambunadiva chitritam. Their doorsteps are filled with gold. So much of, understand, gold does not only refer to some equivalent of money. We have so many things which are more costly and expensive than gold. Diamonds have been expensive than gold since time immemorial. But nowhere we give a mention of diamonds. We always give a mention of gold. Why? Gold represents Tejas. Are we listening? Gold represents Tejas. Gold represents directly the fire element itself, Agni, Tejas. Gold, Tejas is the quality of Paramashiva. Paramashiva is embodiment of fire. He is Tejas Swarupa. So, this gold is direct mention, direct representation of physical representation of Paramashiva's radiance. The Vedas explain saying, Om Namo Bhagavate Hiranyavarnaya Hiranyarupaya Hiranyapataye. Paramashiva is explained as Hiranyarupa, his form is golden. Hiranyapati, he is the Lord of the golden splendor. So, why we always emphasize on gold, whether it is the golden temple or the Swarna Tulabhara or anything that is gold, why we always use gold and emphasis on gold? Here also Paramashiva explains, gold is there outside their home, filled with, means the whole house is already filled and there is no space. Furthermore, it's overflowing of the divine grace of Paramashiva in the form of wealth, and the divine radiance happens in their houses. Next he explains, Yasya Kataksha. So the next Paramashiva starts explaining, continues to explain the greatness of the just Kataksha. Also, why he says Kataksha? If her just grace, corner eye vision grace of that Samrajya Lakshmi itself can cause this much of abundance and prosperity and divinity in a place, what to say about her direct vision, her direct grace, complete grace to happen? Here Paramashiva, every time continuing going forward also, many shlokas Paramashiva explains about the Kataksha of Mahalakshmi. One, Kataksha is extraordinarily important because even if the Devata is doing something else, is engaged in some other work, her constant vision, you are hooked onto her vision, hooked onto her sight. That is explained. And another thing is the greatness of the Devata. The greatness of the Devata is known by saying the Kataksha itself can do this much, then you imagine what her grace, by her vision, by her initiation, by her appearance, by her darshan, so many things can happen. So Paramashiva explains all these. Again, we'll read once what we learned today. Sir, please repeat it once because we already repeated twice. Sarvalakshana Sampannam Satchidananda Rupinam Sarvalokaika Janakam Natva Devam Maheshwaram Samastaloka Janani Parvati Prahadhurjatim Bhagavan Deva Devesha Vatsalya Karunanidhe Shrutam Trailokya Vrittantam Tvanmukham Bhojatah Pura Idanim Shrotumichhami Mahatmyamati Pavanam Samrajya Lakshmya Sarvajna Tanme Vistarato Vada Sadhu Sadhu Vararohe Yanmam Tvam Paripritchasi Tatteham Sampravakshyami Savadhanamanashrunu Sanmargavartinam Rajnyam Samrajya Pratipadanat Samrajya Lakshmi Ritisa Kathyate Shrir Jagatraye Yasyah Kataksha-patranam Nripanam Naya Chakshusham Dhanadhanya Samriddhani Rashtrani Nagarani Cha Ayatne Naiva Siddhyanti Natra Karya Vicharana Patranam Yatkatakshanam Nripanam Dharmashilinam Ashtaishwaryani Nrityanti Murtivanti Gruhe Gruhe Yasyah Kataksha Lakshanam Grihadvareshu Bhubhujam Sampadyate Jambu Nadi Vachitritam. Here, one thing important, Paramashiva in the 13th shloka also says, Natra Karya Vicharana. There is nothing to be investigated in it. Because Paramashiva says, Ayatnenaiva Siddhanti. Without they doing anything, even within their inner space, all these sampat, all these great prosperities happen in their life. And he says, Natra Karya Vicharana. There is nothing to be investigated in this. No need of investigation in it, because he says it is Satya. So, Yasyah Kataksha-matrena Matangamada Vihkvalaha. we'll continue with the rest of the verses, starting from the verse that we read last from in tomorrow's session. It is always a tradition when we will not stop with anything. You will start the next verse and leave it. If you read Bhagavad Gita completely, the 18 chapters, after that you read the first chapter's first verse, at least starting line, once and leave it. If you are reading the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, then you start the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita's first line and stop it. So we stop today's class with the next verse, which we'll be seeing in the next session. Thank you. Nityananda. We'll close this with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tatsat Sarvam Sadguru Padukarpanamastu Om Nityanandam.